of the minutes from last month. Does anybody have any questions, any issues? We good on everything?
Oh, we're good.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Jim.
All right, I wanted to share some things with you. So this I wanted to share. So this is a graphic that I made actually for the Questar superintendents. They're all coming next week on the 22nd. So this is the first time that they'll all be here in the same place for us to address them and give them tours and stuff. And so basically how we're presenting it is that, you know, we're really a tool for them to use for engaging kids. And so we do a lot of things, and these are all the things that we do. And the goal of all of these things is really to just engage students. And so we can reach a bunch of different kinds of students, but they need to give us an opportunity to do that. And so we're going to ask them politely if they will consider stepping up their game a little bit and encouraging some more students to come to school. Questar has been pretty helpful with sending students to school. It's really the CAP region that has been slow to send students. We have a lot of other things going on to try to encourage more students into next year's freshman class. And I'll get to what the actual numbers are in a second.
That's next weekend, you said?
Next week, 22nd.
Okay.
So that's a big day, and all the superintendents will be here for the better part of the day. And I think it's a really good opportunity to showcase the program. This is something that started with John Yagelski's presentation. One of the things that he recommended was that we take a look at what the profile of a Tech Valley graduate is, so that we can show these people like these superintendents what it is they're going to expect to get, because a lot of people had different assumptions of what a Tech Valley grad was, and these shouldn't be all that unfamiliar to you folks, because these look a lot like our school-wide learning outcomes. So I think that internally in the school, we've known what we were shooting for a graduate for a long time. It's just that a lot of folks on the outside were expecting something different. And we hear that frequently. Like, we'll hear people come in all the time. We just had Senator Breslin here this week, and he said it too, and it was, wow, this is not what I expected at all. We had a gentleman named Mark Little who was in charge of the research division, international research division at GE, and now he has his own foundation. He's on the GE Foundation. And he came, and that's what he said too. This was not what he expected. They were very impressed with what they saw. It wasn't what they expected. And so we need to do a better job at explaining to people what it actually is, instead of being what they expect us to be. So I think this is a really good step. So we met as a faculty, and so we identified these as the main points that Tech Valley graduates should have. And then we've developed a document that we're going to give to a group that's made up of parents and Business Alliance people and foundation people for them to give us feedback on the document. And the other thing that we're doing is we're creating a video, kind of a semi-promotional video that has students who are current or recent graduates who kind of typify these things, explaining you know, what these things mean and how Tech Valley helped them achieve these goals. So some of your kids might be asked to be in that particular video or another video, but and that's one of the things we'd like to do more of too, is develop short video clips that can be used for promotional purposes that have kids talking in them instead of just putting documents up on a website. We have the schedule pretty much done, which is kind of miraculous. It's the earliest I've ever been done with a schedule. These are the course offerings for next year. And so I wanted to show you some of the highlights that I think are highlights. First of all, every kid is going to be doing the Geometry DDP integrated course. So we had two different geometries. One was without DDP, one was with. This year and next year, we're going to combine those two together. This is a really great course, and they do a lot of fun projects. They work with like civil engineering firms. Right now, I don't know if they finished their chess project, but they were doing a kind of scale and symmetry project where they 3D printed chess sets and travel chess sets that have the same dimensions as the full-size chess sets. The civil engineering project they did, they actually were given a plot of land by the airport by Creighton Manning, and they designed a community in that plot of land. And they learned an awful lot about geometry through doing that. So anyway, that's a great class. We're also in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, we're integrating an English our humanities person into the science classes to work on technical writing. So in 10th grade, Ms. Howard is going to be in the chemistry class in 10th grade. We're moving chemistry. Chemistry is eventually going to migrate from 12th grade to 10th grade. And then 12th grade is going to be environmental science. You'll notice next year has chemistry at both 10th and 12th grade. We're transitioning. But we're going to have a technical writing piece in 10th grade and in 11th grade. And then 12th grade is an integrated English and chemistry course. So that's kind of a new thing. And the reason for that is because we do a lot of lab write-ups and a lot of technical writing in those science classes. And that's something that we can really offer that not a lot of places can offer. So I'm pretty excited about that inclusion. We also have a lot of really good, we have good elective options. In 12th grade, it's going to be a creative writing, though I don't know if it's going to be for college credit or not, actually. We're going to do a creative writing course. We're going to do an anthropology course through Albany. We're going to start that Sienna computer science course in 12th grade. And we're going to do some piano and voice lessons for it's probably going to end up being juniors and seniors who have the option to take that because we only have so much of a shot to go around. And what else is dramatically? We're doing AP Calculus in-house instead of distance learning. That's AP Calculus AB. So that's pretty much it. The other thing that we're really working on now is trying to get PE to be off-site 4 days a week instead of 2. I think that you probably can guess why that it's better to be off-site than on-site, because it's not great to do PE in the NPR, although he makes it work. Right now we're talking with you, Albany, and then we also have the transportation bid out to go to an off-site location like Aframs or the Sakati Center. Those are the 2 other places we were looking at. But it really depends. We can afford to go for the facility, that's no problem. It's really the transportation. So we're hoping that we can get something to work with you, Albany, and their shuttle to make that happen so that we can do PE in like a PE facility every time we have PE. That's kind of, should go without saying. So these are the college courses that we're offering next year. Some of these courses are part of that STEM course, like the digital electronics and the survey and nanoscience are part of the STEM course. So only really open to seniors. Though it's possible that we might be able to get a senior in to that STEM class if there's seniors that are interested. We don't have any right now. The only senior who kind of was interested is probably going to end up just taking classes at CNSE. But these are the things that we're doing. We have made the schedule so that we can continue doing AP Biology and have an extra period for kids who want to take that exam for support. And then there's another, so there's bioengineering, but then within bioengineering, there's a class that meets separately once a week to focus on the AP exam. And there's another class that meets once a week to get extra support in bioengineering. So even within that one course, there's really like 3 different kind of levels of kids in that one course. And you can make that work because we do projects, and it's easier to differentiate when you have projects going on. So this is what we're doing now, and we're talking to, I just met with the folks from Schenectady, and they seem pretty great, and you actually don't pay any tuition to take a Schenectady County Community College course. So right now, my thought is to, instead of having all these different baskets, to try to slowly migrate over to that basket, and maybe eventually have put enough courses together where we could do like a one-on-one program, or because we have some kids now who are very near associate's degrees or enough credits for associate's degrees now just through online stuff. So I think it's something that for the future to shoot for, is to have that option for kids. And a lot of high schools are doing that too. I should say U.S. History 1 and 2. Do that.
Quick question: those electives are all full year next year?
Yep, all the electives are full year. And then, so this is our math path. And so the bottom track is the folks who start out accelerated. And so that's kind of their basic path with some minor variations. Like if you decide to take pre-calc over the summer at HBCC, you can skip ahead and maybe do calc 8 your AP Calc AB junior year and then BC senior year. But there's very few kids who fall into that camp. There is one difference between the time I made this slide and now, which is that Mr. Irwin, who is an engineer and has been teaching pre-calculus for a long time and is a great teacher, is not qualified to teach at one of these college and high school programs through Schenectady Community College or HBCC because he doesn't have enough of the kind of credits they're looking for in math instructors. So the engineering part, he's got an MBA, so that really hurts him. And we'll take him as is. But other than that, the other two options senior year, the statistics option and the calc option are both college credit bearing. You can take it for college credit, or you don't have to. But it's nice to have those options available for students. And this is our science path that we're kind of working on now. So like I said, we have those 3 tracks of science, and then we have those extra supports in chemistry, physics, and environmental science. The other thing that we have to add to the math and science is that we're actually, as part of John's new organizational structure that he proposed, I probably shouldn't say this because it's being recorded, but so John asked for some, instead of cutting things back, John's philosophy was very much that you never got anywhere great by cutting to greatness. And so there were some things that we were able to add. And one of those things is going to be a school outreach coordinator that works with middle schools. There's a records clerk who's in charge of keeping track of all the information on students that come and go, and hopefully keeping track of them into college too, which is also another thing that we've been working on with research partners to how we do that so we can really measure our long-term effectiveness. And then, the third thing is actually a math TA, who we actually have now. He's actually a special ed TA currently, but he's a math certified teacher in New Hampshire. He's a certified TA in New York. So he's working on his certification in math education. And he's a great guy. His name is Mr. Hale, and he's very bright and helps the kids on math now. And so he's going to be a math TA, so he's going to push into some math and some science courses next year to give kids some extra support. And these are all the extra things that we do, and we're going to continue to do. Oh, this is another thing that I wanted to show you that I've been thinking about a lot. I'm going to share this with the Questar superintendents. And one of the things that's come up a lot this year is that we had a migration of students last year, and sometimes over the course of this year even, we'll have students who go back to district. And I've been thinking a lot about this because the reaction that most people have to students leaving is like immediate panic because it impacts our enrollment. But my feeling is that in schools, sometimes you need to push kids to do the right thing or to face problems. And I think you all know as parents that when you give us adolescents an escape hatch, and you say, here's an escape hatch over here, or you can deal with this project, or you can deal with this problem over here, they're going to choose the escape hatch every time. And so I really want to work with the districts to put up a little bit of a barrier so we can at least have a conversation to make sure that we are addressing the problem. Because most of the time what happens is these kids go back to their home districts, they see these kids running around who have these problems, and they're like, what? These kids have these problems, and we're like, yeah, they ran away from them here, they ran back to your district, they run out of places to run. And so now you have to deal with them. But we would like to deal with them too. It's just that sometimes we don't get a chance to, because students will do things like, say you're having a problem with a teacher, and during a break a student made an appointment with a guidance counselor and made a schedule for next fall with the guidance counselor without having a conversation with us about the reasons why that student might be having problems and what we can do about fixing them. There's sometimes that kids, it's just not right for kids, and I certainly don't want to counsel kids to do something that's against their interests or well-being to keep enrollment numbers up. But it's very important that folks realize that problems don't go away just because they come to Tech Valley. It's not a place where miracles happen. Good things happen here, but and then they're not going to go away just because you thought. So I'm going to kind of try to have that dialogue in a nuanced way with the supers. And then so these are the applicants that we got from mostly Questar 3 schools, but some new schools like Ballston Spa we have a student coming from next year.
Wow.
Middleburg we have a student coming from. In Niskayuna we have a student coming from in 9th grade and in 10th grade. So we have those new districts, and but you can see that there are some districts so the orange means that those are the number of applicants, and the blue is the slots that the school districts actually support. So one of the things that we're going to do now that the budget picture is a little clearer for districts is to go out to some districts that have kids on the waiting list and ask them if there's something that we can do to incentivize them to send the next person on the waiting list.
The thing I never understood about some of these districts trying to excuse why they send 1 or 2 kids is that there has to be a significant transportation cost to get them to the front. And at what point do you spend 2 kids and $30,000 a year to transport?
Yep.
Or do you actually send 5 or 6 kids and $30,000 to transport?
That's a good point. What's that?
The orange is total applicants from the school districts.
Yes. So like April Park sent 14 applications. 14 people applied, were in the lottery. And they are saying that they'll only financially support 2 students.
Gotcha. Okay, now I understand.
So we have 12 kids on the
Like we
waiting
were
list.
looking at Greenville is, oh, yeah, you're right.
So are there some schools that, like I'm looking at Winesville kids, they had 1 apply and 1 got accepted?
Yes.
So
So
schools like Winesville, which have no high school, seems like
yeah,
it's
and
been historically been big.
I think that a disproportionate number of the kids who left that class last year happened to be from Winesville, and I think that might have influenced why they didn't promote it. But
You
schools
can
like
take the think out of that.
schools like Manans, schools like Winesville, North Greenbush too. That's K8, right? And so schools like that. No, that is Winesville. So schools like that are schools that we really want to use that school outreach coordinator for, to work with their middle schools, to work with their teachers, to work with their guidance counselors and their students, try to develop that relationship a little bit better, and also to, have our kids go there to present when they need to present, have their kids come here when they need to present, and so we need to develop those relationships for sure, because it makes total financial sense for one of those districts to send a kid here. Because if a Winesville sends to, what are they? They pay tuition for those students to go to Troy or April Park. If they send to Tech Valley, they pay the tuition, but then they get like 75% aided back the following year. And so it doesn't make sense to me why they wouldn't promote Tech Valley more than they do. And Manan still does, but not Winesville, and so we need to address that. And it feels to me that what we're feeling now, because this is the number of kids we have. It feels to me that we are paying for the kids leaving at the end of last year now, because districts didn't get a chance to do that on this current freshman class lottery. And so I think it's going to take time. It's just I'm very impatient, and I don't want to take time. I want to just have a full school now. And so most of the districts are sending 1 kid. Very small handful of schools sending multiple, mostly Questar 3, and so we're really working on that. We started having a dialogue with Senator Breslin about City of Albany School District. Started having a conversation with another person about City of Schenectady School District and how we kind of build that relationship. Having those 2 cities involved, I think, would go a long way to solving this constant enrollment nervousness that folks have. And but I am thankful that the 2 BOCES were willing to add, though they knew that our numbers were lower this coming year. So we'll be bigger as a school overall because this year's senior class is quite small, but not as full as we really need to be. So anyway, that's kind of how things are running down, and we'll find out tomorrow how many of these folks actually have accepted their slots, and hopefully we can at least have this many. But there is some talk about figuring out some kind of financial incentive to take the next people on the waiting list from some of these schools.
So Jim, regarding like the like Winesville and Manans, will the outreach coordinator be reaching out to students who are like in private school? Also, I mean, for example, Hannah didn't go to Manans, but we knew of Tech Valley. And Manans was kind of resistant in working with us a bit.
Yeah.
And we had to really pursue them. So, you know, there's a...
We can't work with in a private school. So this person's really going to be, it's really an instructional position. So they're really going to be going into the schools and hopefully doing work and helping middle schools that are mostly team-based anyway, design some instruction around some of the stuff that we do here. And hopefully that works out. That's the thought anyway. But we can't go to a private school. I don't know why a district can't send materials out to the kids.
Well, that's what I was wondering more, not more, more reaching out to families who are in districts, but do not attend the public school.
I mean, it would benefit a school to do that.
Of course.
Because, you know, it also benefit, say, City of Albany that has 2,000 kids in charter schools to send out mailings about Tech Valley to their charter school parents. But they had kids who were currently in charter schools who applied this year to Tech Valley, and they wouldn't allow us to process the applications. And that doesn't make any sense to me at all, because Albany would also be able to take advantage of that BOCES aid, whereas with the charter school, they're not getting anything from that.
Well, it was very difficult as a parent of a child who was in private school. Very, very, I mean, they were, you know, short of me showing, I did show up a number of times, so.
We do have a lot of...
That's a Manans thing as much as...
Well, but I mean, it's something that should probably be addressed in these two districts where you have no high school and you have kids who potentially may want to come here.
Well, I mean, the Manans thing is once you're in a private school, Manans is, you're like, we don't want to hear from you.
Of course, but that still doesn't matter. You know, that's the bottom line is they have the right to go to.
No, I'm not arguing.
If I could get a hold of mailing lists, or they would be willing to mail things on our behalf, I would jump at that chance. I think it's a great idea. And
I was just wondering how we reach those students who, you know,
it's a great
may be interested in this.
Well, I mean, we can't officially, let's say, send this resource offer into, let's say, Parker School or
Right.
Alabama. That doesn't necessarily mean we can't have something. We can't
You
send
can't
them on
teach, but you can
brochures.
outreach.
Yeah, I mean, is there a reason we can't say, hey, you know, your kids are all going to high school, they're leaving Parker next year, let us give you some options.
Well, like I know Parker has like an alumni day, and like Hannah has done that before, and they've come back and talked about their high school and stuff. So I'm assuming, but yet there still is, you know, we still need something more than that, I would think. Maybe a better working relationship. That's why I was thinking it was such a challenging working relationship, you know. It was very challenging.
I'll talk about it with the folks at BOCES and see if there's anything that prevents us from doing it. It's a good idea.
I think it's the marketing versus, you know, co-education type thing.
I also think, and I know that you've done this before, but I think that it's a good idea to organize maybe for next year, maybe even early on in the fall, to organize current parents going up to school boards to talk about, you know, what Tech Valley has meant to kids. Because one of the things that I have developed for the Questar 3 superintendents coming here, they always see the kids who weren't happy here because they come back to the district. They never talk to the kids who are happy here and are still here. And so we made like a slideshow that has, I solicited quotes from the kids from Questar 3 schools and got them in kind of a PowerPoint where I put on the TVs around the school, and so that they can see some of those positive things. And I have only Questar 3 kids doing tours on that day so they can talk about their experiences. But what I really would like to organize is some kind of you know, process where we go to the school boards, we thank the school boards for sending kids, and we tell them about our experiences, and we ask them to consider sending another one.
I mean, we kind of do that in a different aspect when we're, you know, going around doing the information sessions. I mean, honestly, that's the natural extension. And, you know, it's like you're already marketing to the superintendents, but the kicker is the school boards. They don't see any of this. And I can tell you just from sitting both as a pre-freshman parent and now, there's a huge difference in between a parent getting up or, you getting up and giving a speech and watching the kids do it.
Yep.
It's and so, I mean, you've got the budget outreach, you do for that every year, and, maybe the extension of that is, over the, 8 months of school, you pick a handful of school boards and maybe once every month or two, you see if some kids would be willing to go and meet, I don't know.
I think it's a great idea.
I think you're
I think it's a good community
exactly-
service opportunity.
There you go.
You're spot on, and the reason Nick ended up wanting to go to Tech Valley was because I took him to a school board meeting in 6th grade when they were cutting teachers, when they had all that budget crisis a few years back. On the agenda was Thomas Amsjacker, who spoke to the board about Tech Valley. So not only did the board hear from him, and he was compelling, but Nick sitting in the audience was like, I'm gonna go there, that's my plan. So I think it's definitely valuable for the kids to do it.
Okay. That's it.
Go to softball practice.
All right. 6-year-old softball. It's dangerous.
Yes.
We're
Very
finding prom checks for you.
Prom checks.
I'm supposed to give you a blank check.
You're giving me a blank check.
Yeah, I know. I'm not comfortable in it, but that's how it's gonna go down.
Do you have it
He's
down?
gonna support that softball practice.
Do you have, do you have it down?
I
Do you know where the
don't
draft tape is?
She gave me a tentative count, but it's not a final count.
Do you know where the draft tape is?
No. You want to show me?
Yeah. Is this on VGA or HDMI?
HDMI, the top end.
Yes. She is. He's checking speech. She's a little stressed.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Atushi emailed me, he lost his internet connection, so he dropped out a little while ago.
But he was gonna have to leave anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so I let Jim go a little bit longer than I had originally planned, because I am trying to keep us to a time frame. So we'll do our best to kind of catch back up. When Tara comes back, we'll let her do her treasurer's report. But in the meantime, I just wanted to talk really briefly. We may not even need 15 minutes for this, for the Antiques Roadshow, just our final plan for the weekend setup, those types of things.
Yep.
So I have Trish coming tomorrow night. Did you bring the stuff today for?
Trisha's getting it, she has a membership, so we decided instead of me, like, trying to find a membership, she's just,
Okay,
yeah.
so perfect. And then I have Sushi
Atushi.
is also coming tomorrow between 3 and 5 to help set up. What I'm gonna do in the morning is I'm gonna try to call Robert, who is the person of the Antiques, the Appraisers Roadshow, and just let him know that someone will be here between 3 and 5, because he wanted to have an opportunity to come to the school and set up. And also explain to him that there will be a lot of students here because they're being prepped for prom. And I don't even know what time they leave here to go to prom.
Well, they were at 6,
Six.
wasn't it?
I
I wanted to ask one thing, and that was my email about the basketball hoop. You get that? Did I send that?
To us?
I thought I sent it to the PAC, no?
No,
No?
I didn't get
Oh.
one, no.
I'm trying to buy I'm looking for a rollaway basketball hoop, and if we can't find one that somebody has to donate, I'd be willing to accept a donation from the PAC. So there's a little strip of pavement by the dumpster out back, like out by the back door. It'd be nice to be able to, like on Fridays when they have club days, sometimes they play Foursquare out there, but they were asking for a basketball hoop. And we found one that we liked at Walmart, and it was like $270, $275 or something like that. So.
Can we solicit donations, like from, like if we went to Dick's, can we do that or no?
Sure, yeah,
Because I think they have a foundation.
okay,
I'll check into that. I know
Absolutely.
there's some
That sounds
places.
great.
Okay.
There's 501c3 all over this.
thank you so much.
I'll check into it.
Okay, so back to the roadshow. I actually wrote down the basketball thing. Back to that. So we had talked about just funneling people to come in the front door here.
Mhm.
Probably set up a table or something like right
Right before
they get into the hallway.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have the appraisers in the multi-purpose room.
Yep.
And then when people are done, we thought we would actually have them go out the end doors over here, just to keep the flow
Yep.
the right way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were gonna give the class in 102
And one,
or
yes.
104, whatever. it is.
right, so I don't know how much there actually is to set up. Because if I'm gonna be here at 8 o'clock, and you're gonna be here
First thing in the morning.
Saturday morning, I mean, it's a matter of pushing a table out and going, okay,
And Nick's coming with me, so.
yeah, and I'm, yeah,
And if
Jackson's
they're all
gonna be
doing
here all
hair and
day.
makeup and everything else in the NPR.
It's gonna be a
Very
very
little
little.
that you put, yeah.
Not a lot of gonna be.
Yeah.
So I'll just circle back to him in the morning and say, what do you need done on Friday night? Because if not, just come at 8, I don't think they need more than an hour. Just come at 8 o'clock, have all your people come at 8 o'clock, and we'll set them up. So, and I think, and yeah, if you're here, I'm here, the boys are here, Brian's here,
Yeah.
we should be fine. I'm not that concerned about it. So we might not even need any Friday night stuff.
Right.
So I'll do that first thing in the
Jim will be
morning.
here with the keys to storage and everything else, so
Exactly.
it'll be a good day.
And
Do we
then-
have something to collect money on?
I was gonna say, you got a cash balance?
I have, yes, I got cash today at the bank, and I have a box at home.
You do have a box.
Okay,
So I don't want
excellent.
to get mine.
Are we just taking cash or are we gonna take cards, plastic?
I set up a PayPal.
Okay.
I'm kind of not comfortable with it entirely because it's my name, that's all.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
is linked to, it's my name and email because that's what you have to set it up with.
Right, and then you put a business
But it is
profile.
set up, it's attached to the PAC bank account.
Okay.
So we could theoretically have a computer set up.
But you don't have you didn't get a start terminal?
No, because we don't, we would have to go through Webstart for that. This is not, so.
No,
this-
PayPal has the ones you put in the phone.
Oh, no, I didn't, no.
Okay,
no,
we're,
No,
yeah, same thing,
yeah, no.
okay, all right, so,
I'm not comfortable with that. There's, in fact, we just had this at work. There's a huge amount of liability on whose phone it goes through. So if something happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I
you're
feel,
welcome to do it, but I'm not. You know, we just had this issue because I want to do that. I work in a remote office, and my company decided it's too much of a liability for them unless they're going to provide me with a phone. That's a corporate phone.
I mean,
So,
most people are gonna
It's
have
gonna be like
cash.
$20.
It's gonna be at the most $20. I think we should be fine. I mean, in all of our announcements, we either say it's like $5 per item. We don't say cash or credit or anything like that.
I think
So,
you're right. I think people are gonna come in.
and if people, if they wanna write a check, I think we'll be okay.
I think if we find out where the closest ATM is, and we should be prepared to tell people where that is.
I'll start
Start
with
on the
Plaza.
plaza, exactly, perfect. Right
Exactly.
down the road.
Yeah, so I agree, I'm perfectly happy, but you do have a cash box.
Yeah.
So we should be fine then. Anything else that we should think about, because we're gonna be selling the snacks, so we'll need cash for that too and change, but other than that, is there anything else that we need to think about?
and just for that, I have $200 in change, so it should be, and I got $50, $1 bills, so for the snacks.
Okay, perfect.
Now, I'm gonna be here in the back end. I don't know if you guys are gonna stay the whole time. My feeling was.
I'm here all day.
Okay, so I
So
didn't
I'm
know
here
if I
all
can
day.
help with the transition out.
That would be
Because
lovely,
I
because
will be
I
here
need,
as soon as I'm done.
I need more volunteers
Yeah.
for, like, at this point, the only volunteers that I have from 4 to 7 are myself, and 2 other people. So I actually even said to my husband.
I was just gonna say, you know what,
today,
maybe
so-
my husband and Hannah will be here then. so.
Perfect, so then we should have plenty, because I have lots of people filling me up mid-morning to mid-afternoon. That
I won't
part,
be here
I'm in-
before 3,
How late does it
probably. So,
9-6. Yeah, it's gonna be a long day. Mama and Jack are gonna be tired, so. But no, we're in good shape. I was really happy how many people actually did respond and volunteer, so that was, now, with that being said, no one has gotten back to me to say I can't do that, because I sent this to everyone and said, here's your time, here's what you signed up for, and no one has said, no, I'm not coming now. So granted, we might have a little bit of fall off, but I think we're good. I think we're fine. I'm not really concerned about it that much, so yeah,
If you run lean, email me or call me, I'm only 15 minutes away.
perfect. All right, is there anything else that we should think about or know about? I think we're in really good shape. So I think the only thing is, do we really need anybody to come here on Friday to set up anything? So I think that's the only
Yeah,
thing.
whether, if he just wants to load stuff in and dump it in the corner or something.
And that might be what it is.
Yeah.
So, in which if that's the case, then we'll say you have to come between 3 and 5, since
Or
you'd
just
be
dump it in
here.
104,
Right.
And then we'll move everything to our
Exactly.
digital.
Exactly. Okay. Fingers crossed. Has anybody seen it in the Penny Saver or seen
We saw
any
it in
other
the
advertisements?
newspaper. I saw it over the weekend.
Oh, good.
In the
Thank God.
Times Union.
Yay!
Yeah.
I actually did get a phone call.
Yeah.
So yay. I have it public everywhere, like all of my professional associations on all of those things, and my friends and people were sharing it. I was like, please just share it with everybody that you know.
Only thing I was surprised it didn't have on the address, like on these signs, it has the building number and not Tech Valley High School.
My son said the same thing.
Actually, it was Hannah who was the one who pointed it out to me. I'm like,
Well, were
Nobody
you
knows
here
where
the,
Tech
were
Valley
you
is,
here,
so that's fine.
I
were
was
you
confused.
here the night that they were here?
it was the whole, I know.
He's a little
Lame.
But I'm like, why was it Tech Valley High School?
Like, he calls me on Monday and like chewed me out about the signs not being up. And I'm like, I didn't even know your signs were up and that were taken
They
down.
are. What do you mean?
They were up and then the school said, the college said, take them down until Monday. So then they went back up on Monday. And so he called me in a puff. And I was like, first of all, I didn't even know your signs were up. I just found out myself. So shush. You're fine. Like, go away.
No, it was in the Times Union. It was a nice little
Perfect.
ad in there.
So hopefully, okay, I'm getting the timer back out, Miss Tara. Not because you're bad on time, but just because I promised to keep everyone on time. So you have 5 minutes for your treasurer's part starting now.
Yeah, that works for me. All right. Half and down.
We have money here, thanks, bye.
Nothing much has changed until this week. I reconciled this through Sunday, but then we've had transactions because we're busy paying for prom, which should stay, assuming the check gets written out properly and budget this year. They went over 800 last year, so we don't want to go over this year.
Just out of curious, in this room, how many of their kids are going prom?
Let's go to the after party, apparently. I just found that out today.
Okay, I was just curious. Just curious about it, that's all.
Yeah, my
I
daughter
know at least one other
That's Friday.
student who's going. So that
So
makes
go ahead,
it
Tara.
three.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, they made their quota, whatever it was. It was stressful. They were touch and go for a while, but they made it. The ticket costs are going to be around $2,400. And then the DJ is $700, so it's about $3,000 total. So that's not reflected on here because we're not there yet. There's really nothing else of note. I just went back and forth a little with Jason and Lana to say that they really needed to provide documentation for expenses, like they just want a check cut. We can cut a check, but I need an invoice, and we have a check request form, and so we really need to have that documentation. So hopefully that,
Could you send me a copy of that check request?
absolutely.
Thank you.
Hopefully that will resolve that. Yeah, the school, obviously I have a pile of cash here, it's prom money. That's pretty much it. It's been pretty slow, and now it's ramping up this past week, and we're gonna have some more. I did have one request yesterday from Lana Howard. They need to pay in advance for the bus for the New York City trip. And it's about $1,400. They haven't collected any money yet, and they would like us to front the money for that, knowing that they're going to get the money back from the kids. So I just want to make sure that that's good with everybody before we hand over a check. I mean, I don't think they're going to do it.
Right.
They always come up.
Yeah.
So that's really it. It's been pretty quiet. I did notice that, I don't know if you noticed, the school store sent out an email to the kids and they acknowledged us, which I thought was very cute. For our support. It was really sweet. I was like, oh, that's nice. So I might have been snooping on this email. That might have been what I thought. So.
I've been doing that for 4 years.
But that's it. There's really nothing exciting, nothing new. There's no brand income, no brand expense. The play brought in quite a bit of money, but I'm waiting for, I think, a final bill from SUNY because we haven't paid them nearly what I understand we're going to owe them. But they did well, so that's good.
Good. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Just want to restart this.
I'm sorry?
I said just want to restart my timer. Because like I said, I'm trying to keep us on time.
Who's next?
The next thing on the list is to talk about a final event for the school year. We had talked last time about potentially changing up the picnic a little bit and possibly still doing the picnic, but doing it at the, I forget the name of the place right over here.
Reserve.
Minor.
Something,
It's
the one on Fuller Road,
Right.
the one on Fuller Road. Doing it there just for ease.
Yeah.
We also talked about maybe we just all do a hangout, because we talked about how the kids just want to like hang out and play games, just do whatever the hell they want. So I wanted to talk about that, because really the last thing from an event standpoint for this year would be the picnic. I guess we also do, don't we also do, but I think, I don't, and Trish would probably know this better, but you might know as well, don't we do some type of like breakfast or lunch for the teachers here at the PAC
I
supports
think
and
the
pays for?
appreciation, yeah, there's like an end of the year appreciation thing.
So, and is that more just supporting it from a financial standpoint, or do we need to be planning that too?
Buying lunch.
Buying.
And,
Okay,
I mean, yeah, I think maybe a couple set it up or something. I mean, a couple of
Okay.
platters type of thing.
oh, okay,
We do some sort of senior luncheon too.
okay.
Cost us $300 last year. I remember when I went through the receipts in the beginning of the year, they did a luncheon for the senior class.
Okay. Would that stuff happen mostly in June?
Oh, yeah, I do remember Hannah, she was staying after for something, so there was, yes. I thought it was more like a potluck or something though, no?
There was, the faculty lunch was in the beginning of June,
Okay.
and that was, we spent like, I can tell you money-wise, we spent like $80.
Oh,
Yeah, a couple of platters. Yeah.
And then the student lunch was 300. I want to say, from when I went through the
Makes sense.
bill, that there was like, maybe like a, not very expensive, but a caterer of some sort. So I'm not saying that's what it has to be. I'm just saying that I vaguely recall that when I was trying to dig through stuff.
Okay, so but
I'm
those
big on the
were,
vague, not much on the recall.
yeah, okay, so that's June, so we can even talk about that next month if we
Yeah,
needed to.
let's try to figure out what the heck that was last year
Yeah,
for
that
the
would be a
kids,
good
and
idea.
then come back.
There was a lot of food left over from that one too, because that was the
Yeah.
one it must have been every year.
I mean, we could go to Price Chopper and get a couple of platters.
Come on, yeah.
Be, exactly. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to just try to do the picnic and have it be local and maybe be after school so kids can even walk over and then get picked up from their parents? Because I know last year it was done on a non-school day, school was already done, and it was out, frankly, out in the middle of nowhere in Skodak, which was kind of, I think, inconvenient to a lot of people.
That was great for me.
In previous years, going back, it was held in, no, it was south, like Slamwood. or
Oh, yeah.
Town Park down there.
Yeah.
And the reason they did it after school was A, is you have Regents exams
Mhm.
and all those other
Oh,
kind of
that's a
stuff
good
that
point.
you're fighting with, right?
Mhm.
And then all the kids are here.
Right.
So I think you have to do it, maybe
So do we
between-
do it earlier in June, after school? So maybe
I
it's
think
not
earlier
meeting
is
with,
too tough with Regents AP.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm just throwing out what do we think we should be doing?
I think the location is still fine. I think the fact that it's like 2 blocks over. from the school is
Exactly.
great.
Like
Yeah,
on a
it's not
Friday or
posted there.
something, yeah.
But I don't think the location necessarily matters because it's not gonna be on a school day.
It's still,
Well, no,
like you said,
we're not saying
Skodak
that
last year
that's-
was Skodak was great for me because it
That's
was
what I
5 minutes
found
from my house.
parts, where you're talking about.
I do think a school day is
Just-
just like a Friday.
I think a school day is better than waiting until the end of the year.
You know what, we have, in my school, we have a really big event that happens the first Friday in June.
Mhm.
And even that early, we are up against it with kids trying to study for Regencies and get prepared and all that kind of stuff. So I'd really be concerned about it, personally.
Oh, I'm talking about towards the end of the school year. I'm not talking about the beginning of June. I'm talking about towards the end of June, maybe.
I'm
Like
bringing
that-
up the
But that's what I'm saying, if you,
Like after Regents. so they
well,
can-
that's what I'm saying, but if you do it after Regents and school's not in session,
Oh,
that's
That's
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
that, then that,
so what's that last full Friday before Regions, do you know, was it?
Before Regents, I don't know.
Yeah.
What
Regents is early this year.
It is, they're done
And
like
it
on the
splits a
15th
weekend.
or something.
I think,
Say that again, Brian?
I think it splits a weekend, it's slowly loading.
Yeah, they're done very early, so I was thinking maybe that Friday even, I don't know.
Before Regents start.
Yeah, but
The rating day is like the 23rd, you know, so that's teacher's rating day, so
Right.
Regents are done probably by the 21st.
okay.
Now, I know last year the party was like the 23rd and 24th, because Thea didn't go, because we went on the road.
It was I remember it was like a Tuesday
the middle of
or
the
a
week,
Wednesday,
at
it was in the middle of the
5:30,
week,
yeah.
and it wasn't even at 5:30, it was earlier
Oh, was
than
it?
that. It
Yeah.
was earlier than that,
Yeah.
and so, you know, people who could leave their jobs early and get their kids and take them there went, but that's not everybody can do that, and that's why I'm trying to figure out what makes the most sense, that would be easiest for both the kids and the parents. Because, I mean, there was, at that picnic last year, there was maybe 15 kids.
Oh, really?
It was-
Oh, yeah, I
And
didn't even
then-
think there was 15, was there?
If,
I didn't think
if,
so.
right? I mean, there was more parents and siblings
Yeah.
that they numbered just as much as,
That's what I had heard.
Yeah. so that's why, you know, I think we do want to do something. We just have to figure out, or maybe we just do it at the end of May and we have it either still there, or we do it here and let them hang out and buy them pizzas, they can play games and just, that's what they want to do anyway.
You'd like to decompress before the rush in June, that's not a bad idea, Mary, you know? I don't know.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking for input.
I don't know, we're knee deep in stress, so don't even ask.
Trust me, I.
All right, so Regents Week starts June 14th, it's a Tuesday.
Okay,
Goes through that week, through the beginning of next, and through the 23rd, which is Thursday. That's the last day kids could be in the building, and until everyone's tested on that day. It may not even be any of that day.
I don't think so.
But graduation is the 23rd, too.
okay.
Now, I have to tell you, I remember when they had it to Ellesmere.
All right, I think there's a discrepancy on this.
It was
Yeah, no,
huge. They had tons of people. All the
Because
kids
they
had
got
all the
colored in.
families, all the kids came,
These
friends came.
colors.
What time do they do it?
Is-
Yeah, there's.
Here it is.
It was,
Okay, all
I'd
right,
have to go back and check my calendar.
I'm incorrect. It's the 14th and 22nd. 23rd is the rating day. That is also
Yeah.
graduation day. The calendar's wrong here. Nobody's gonna be here on the Wednesday, the 22nd. It's RCTs. Tuesday, unless somebody's taking physics exam in the afternoon, they're not gonna be here. Friday the 17th. Friday the 17th, AM, A2 trig, PM, geometry course. So we'll probably have,
That's a 9th and 10th.
that's,
What day is that?
But then,
It might be nice after their stressful, I don't know though, see, depends on what time their exam is too, and they're done.
9:15 AM, 1:15 PM, and then leave, you can't leave for an hour into the exam. And
You're
then
unlimited now.
well, the other kids, they're not.
What,
No,
not
they're
what?
not. They're not.
But certain
Not
kids,
the Regents.
certain kids might.
Yeah, but there's IEP
But
about course.
that's very early, you're right, so who's gonna hang around after that, just to go to the,
I mean, if we do it at 4 o'clock on that Friday, then there's a
Well, they were always in the
possibility.
evening. They were always in kind of in the early evening. So,
The one last year, I remember specifically that I thought it was far too early for them to have it, because I had to, we brought Nick up, and I had to meet my husband, and, you know, I was like, that's
But
early.
there's no good way to grab kids out of the building unless we bring
Yeah.
them back earlier.
I think that judging on what happened last year is probably not a good idea. I mean, you had so many kids.
And
who
there
were
was a lot of
leaving, there was
turmoil and a lot of other
rough
stuff
year.
happening
It was
as
a rough
well.
year, so, I mean, I think at the end of last year, people probably just, enough was enough. You know, I think for a lot of people.
I mean, we could do a double header the Friday before Regents even start on June 10th.
Well, that's what I'm kind
And
of
say
thinking.
that we'll give the lunch for the teachers on June 10th, and then we'll finish the lunch and then head over there and set up for the evening. and just pay, here's all of our appreciation kind of stuff, and we'll do it one day and be done.
Oh, for the seniors too.
And just, here it is.
That's good.
Maybe it's just one thing, you're absolutely right.
You know, I mean, well, for the teachers, they may not go to the picnic or the, you know.
No,
but-
we do the
but
teachers during the day.
No,
I'm cool with
but
that.
one thing I need for the
Right.
seniors and for the school.
Teachers always used
What
to
if
go
we
to
did that?
that.
Sell it like.
Well, that's kind of.
Well, with it over
maybe
there,
we
it's more
do
likely
just-
too.
You know, as I'm thinking this, maybe we just do that, make it one.
No, I think we have to do something for the teachers. I think they have to
Well,
have
no,
something.
we are saying that,
But I
like,
think
we're
the teachers
saying,
You
usually
just do it all in one day.
we're saying we're
No,
doing it
no,
all
one
in
day. No, I'm
Right.
thinking that we do the seniors and our picnic.
Yes.
I'm like, I really like that idea, Brian, actually, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And that way we even get the seniors to maybe stay as opposed to them, no.
Well, that's the thing, is if you lump it all in one day, everybody who's gonna be helping,
Yes.
you're not now, I've gotta be here early on
Right.
another day.
No,
You know?
I like that idea.
It makes, I think it makes a lot of
We
sense.
can just
to-
transition everything out.
I-
We're gonna be here doing stuff for the teachers anyway.
I just would like to say that it's 4 days before the Regents exam starts, that there are gonna be kids who are not ready to party. I'm just saying, like, I don't
Well,
think
I
that-
actually, that's fine, but I think it is 4 days before the regions are starting, and I think I know the profile pretty well of a lot of these kids. They've either already been preparing, I know my kids have been preparing already,
Right.
or
Or they're freaking out.
they're gonna be cramming on the Sunday night before it anyway.
It just might be a nice way to, we're wrapping it, you know what, and
Yeah.
a little way to
But listen,
decompress.
I wouldn't do
the
this
end
the
of-
night before the Regents.
No.
That's
it's a
crazy.
weekend, but it's the weekend before.
But,
I mean, I'm just telling you what I think.
yeah.
Fair.
Oh, look at prom, I mean, come on. Prom's in April, and I think it's even-
Yeah. Okay, I think the Friday thing, I think is the best. Do we do it over there, or do we do it here, would be the next question. Or do we have it, if it's a nice day, we do it over there, rain,
There you go, that's
Alright.
why I
Option here.
Let me ask you this.
or we have to find out how to even do things.
That might just even be more complicated, maybe you're right. Maybe we just keep it here, everything's going to be here anyways.
Are they gonna have field day again? Because
Oh.
we could piggyback it on field day.
Killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh.
They did field day last year, I know, because it's in the checkbook.
I don't see it in the calendar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there's
I
no
didn't even know about it
discussion
last
about it,
year.
And we have a line item for it, so maybe
Well,
they're
but
just
Well,
not.
it's
should ask
Jen.
about that.
Yeah.
We also thought, Mike, and maybe if it's not you, Mike, you have a suggestion, because what we had talked about at the last one was having it be like a hangout, have somebody set up like the karaoke and or just music to be in the background, and the kids could really just do whatever they want.
Oh, there was one year when it was at Ellesmere, one of the student bands played. Hands Off Show was their name. And they played, you know, I brought a PA, they played. What's up?
I don't know if the only thing I was thinking with that was that we just have music for them.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that there's a whole range of stuff that's happening.
Yeah,
You know,
okay,
you know.
gotcha.
Well, you know, the one thing about Ellesmere, you know, they had the grills, you know, so there was hamburgers and hot dogs being grilled, and everybody brought a dish, right? So there's tons of food and tons of people. Those are fun.
I have a feeling if we wanted to do it here, period, we could probably just commandeer the circle.
Trying to do that, yeah.
I mean, that's where they do field.
That's where they do field day, yeah.
But let me bring this, let's say, I don't know this park you're talking about. But let's say,
Oh, it's right on Fuller Road, right on the other side of the circle.
If you come off at night, you come in this way
Yeah.
over here, the first circle you
It's
hit,
lovely, it's
going
got
straight across.
picnic tables and facilities, it's a
all right,
park
so
with a
so
lake.
let's say they do field day in the afternoon, and they transport them over there, and then it turns into a big party. They do field day, and then there's a party, and then, you know, you're not doing field day in a circle. I mean,
If they would be willing, that's actually a really good idea. I don't know if they'd be
it
willing
seems
to
like
do
hang
that.
out in circles just seems, I don't know.
Well, no, yeah, I agree.
Seems a little lame, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Let's all hang out.
I think they had a good time, though, it sounds, you
I'll live
know.
with it.
Because I checked the Google Calendar for the school, it is not on there. which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but.
Is there Spirit Week? Because wasn't it around Spirit Week last year?
I didn't even know there was Spirit Week last
And
year
it
either.
seemed like it was sort of impromptu too last.
There wasn't much spirit last year.
No, there wasn't.
Okay, so it sounds like we have to do a little homework. It sounds like I should probably follow up with Jim and maybe Lorinda or someone else who could tell me about field day and all of
I can
those
check
options.
the preserve and find out if it's absolutely, if it's
We
even
should
an option
even
for
find out
us.
first if it's an option, right?
Yeah, like,
Right.
can we even do that, you know? That might just,
I have a feeling we can, because I've been there when they've had like picnics and
Groups,
groups.
yeah.
no, I just didn't know like what type of permits would we need.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the whole
Maybe an
thing.
So
insurance
will
Like,
you,
certificate or
will
something.
you
Yeah,
look into all of
absolutely.
that, and then
I'll
I'll
get
talk to
information
Jim
tomorrow.
and try to get some other things and tell him what we're thinking about doing, and then get his
Field day
opinion.
question mark.
Yep, I got it right here, and then I do think we should do it before Regents. I think the Friday before Regents is okay.
What was the date on
The 10th
that? June?
June.
with the option of piggybacking field day, is that your thought then?
Or find out
Yeah.
when field day is, because field day isn't when Regents are, right?
No.
But field day, was field day even on a Friday last year?
I don't even know. I don't remember.
Right, so
Oh,
that's,
I must have been, because I think it was at the end of Spirit Week, wasn't it?
alright, so we'll have to find those things, out.
Yeah.
So we'll find all that stuff, I'll find those places out, if you find
I'll
out
find
about
out,
the
right, and then
reserve
we
stuff
can-
and what we need to do, and then I'll send an email to everybody and tell them what I find out, and then might have to make a decision via email, vote, just, yep, this is what we're gonna do, and then we can plan out the rest of the stuff, in our next meeting in May. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Everybody agree? Alright, awesome. Okay, so, it occurred to me the other day that, it's almost the end of the school year. Meaning, it would be the end of the PAC term for the year.
Are we excited about that?
So I actually think we need to start communicating now. Because one of the, and I don't remember exactly when they communicated last year. It seemed to me it was a little bit, maybe more in June, that they were like, we need PAC people, we need PAC people, we need PAC people. I'm actually thinking that maybe we start actually communicating it now.
Yes.
Facebook posts, emails to the parents, to try to get some support. One of the things that I wanted to do before I came here, and I'm sorry I didn't do it, was I wanted to look to see if there was any type of descriptions of the different roles. Meaning, this is what a VP does, this is what the treasurer does, so people could get an understanding. Because even when we raised our hands, we're like, all right, I guess we'll do it, and we didn't even know what we were getting into.
That was the issue
And
at
then,
Last
the
year.
end of the meeting.
so
There was
that's why I
nothing.
want to say, if
Right.
you know, we have these openings, this is what you do if you're this person, this is what you do if you're this person.
I mean, there's only really two people that have fixed roles, right? You're taking minutes, you're dealing money.
Right.
Everybody else is what
Just
you
kind
make
of
it.
doing.
Kind of fluid,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But we
Right.
could quickly write up a few sentences on this is what we do.
Or maybe what PAC does in
That-
general, like
And-
we
yeah.
support X, Y, and Z, and the officers would be required to participate in
A monthly meeting,
Right.
planning for the events.
planning for the event, but fixed responsibilities, like you were saying,
Yeah,
the treasurer and the secretary.
yeah,
I mean, because everything else is kind of like, yeah, I'm calling about this. You've been in touch with the principal, and
Right.
you know, and I think maybe the vice president and the president might decide that they might decide their own things.
so,
Right.
I think we need to start communicating right away.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start putting together some, just some stuff. And then I do wanna do what you're saying. We need to say, this is what you would do if you're in these roles, and this is what we need help with. I would also like to talk about what are we going to do if no one raises their hand? Are we prepared to do this again? Or how are we going to handle it? Because what happened last year
Right. That's
was, for lack of a better term, if you guys don't do this, there will be no more PAC.
You guys were on the phone. I was here, and I remember that. I was like, okay, I just don't want to do X, Y.
And I was on
And
the
you were
phone
like, I'll
for
do-
2
I
hours.
was
You
like,
know how
okay,
hard that was?
fine.
And then
I
I was
don't-
just
you
like,
know,
forget it.
I don't want this to fall because then it becomes an issue with our money. You know,
The
that's
money and the
huge issue.
kids, and
Yeah.
And frankly, I will say that I have enjoyed this year. And yes, it's a little bit of organization, but it has not consumed my life.
No, I think
And
you have a
so,
good plan.
but we need, if you're a good planner, and we all step it into what we do, which we've all done, but I want us to start thinking about the reality of what
you're
happens if
absolutely
nobody
right.
goes like this.
I was,
Because we don't have access to the freshman parents yet.
and I think that's
There's-
overwhelming for them
Incoming
anyway.
freshman
There are
parents.
some have joined the
Yes.
PAC.
I know, but I think that
Facebook?
yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah,
in fact,
that's good.
in fact, some woman was.
Somebody was asking me what time
Yeah.
starts. I
Right,
saw that.
it actually turns out that she and Thea plays together at Family Center for the Arts for years, so Thea knows her. And also, the people from April Park, and she's very well organized. And
I think
I know her.
for somebody new to step in is probably not the best idea.
Well, not to step in as
President
president,
or vice
but-
president, secretary. I
But
just
you
don't
got a
know.
freshman class liaison in the making right there.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw her.
And president for the next, the
Well,
following.
that's the whole thing,
Yeah.
cultivate
Gotta groom them.
And I also want a commitment from everybody. We kind of inherited a very chaotic mess. We didn't know, we have been figuring, thank God we had Brian and Mike and Trish, because we didn't know what the hell we were doing, and no one helped us, even though they said they were. We can't let that happen either. We have to, okay, if you're going to be the president or the VP or the treasurer for at least the first couple of months, really work with these people, still come to the meetings if we can, so that they don't feel like they were like thrown to the wolves. Luckily, this isn't the type of thing where wolves were involved. But, when we started this, we were all like, okay, I guess let's just do it.
Well, I think you guys kind of got the worst of it. I mean, you inherited a
She got
a
first.
glorified,
Yeah.
I can't use that word, television show.
I still don't have all of the paper. Like still.
Yeah.
From Allison.
I think
Yeah.
coming up with
Oh,
clear expectations
Okay.
is a really,
Right.
what are we expected to do? Because we were all kind of like,
Right, I mean,
know?
it starts so simple. The PAC does this every
Yep.
year, right?
Mhm.
The president typically runs the meeting. There is contact and liaison with this that can be split amongst all the officers, however
Yeah.
the group decides they want to
right.
do it. Everything after that point is completely free form.
Is there no governing documents?
There's bylaws.
There are
But they're
bylaws, but I don't
bylaws,
think they've been
they're not
revised
bylaws.
But
either.
there's no mission.
I think they were
statement
supposed,
They're
well,
outlines.
it is.
that outlines, basically what the
I
responsibility.
don't even know if I
PAC
can
is.
still
It's so
find
super
that.
broad. It's
But
not-
I even think this is an opportunity for
But it
us
doesn't
to decide
guide
if there are other roles that
This is
should be
the thing
taken
right here.
beyond the four.
Well, I think that there needs to be, and while it wasn't a big deal, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a volunteer coordinator. So we have the secretary, we have the treasurer, we have the VP, we have the president. Luckily, we have class liaisons and an active parent. Are you a class liaison?
No.
You're just an active, engaged parent.
See, that's the other thing, we need more active, engaged parents.
And he's the
we
class
really- yeah,
liaison.
it's true.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. So, I mean, we tried all year to get people to come, we've done things to, and you're done at the end of this year,
I'm
right?
Casper, I'm out of here.
Right, so, we're obviously, somebody's gonna need, I think this should continue, even if we're just recording them and people,
I
one
have a
person looks at
step-by-step
it.
instruction
Oh,
list.
God.
It's gonna go with you.
Like,
It works with the school computers, so you can get a loaner from Grimaldi. So you can
Okay,
continue
well,
it.
yeah, but we can just,
I mean, because I've been using mine.
Parent involvement has always been a problem.
well, and I mean, I don't think it's not atypical. I think once kids are in high school, parents are doing a million things, and if they have, I'm drive between KB and Jack too. So, it's not atypical. I do think, at least for the road show, the volunteers definitely stepped up, and I've had at least one parent volunteer for the other events that we've had. We haven't been like, nobody helps us. But, I think that's just, those are some of the things we have to think about.
I think, this, and like an outreach, we're saying, it might be good because for something like the play, I think there really needed to be a parent rep involved in that, almost like a booster club, and I had said to Hannah, she's involved again. I would be willing to take on that role, because it really, as much as it's student-driven, they're so overwhelmed with so much responsibility.
Yeah,
It's just, in any school district, they have parents who are part of the booster club for, at least we've been in Long Island, I don't know about up here. There were parents who did that role.
Yeah.
So that may be something that could, the coordinator could take, or we could have some,
And I think that's something maybe we need to talk to Jim about, because like, for example, with the play, Nick was involved with the play. I had no idea there were parents like you making dinner, or there were things we could have contributed. I gave him money and I thought, oh, he'll get like something out of a vending machine and I'll get him. And
you didn't know there was a food thing? Because
I knew the spaghetti, I knew there was.
No, every night there was food for the kids.
So like that's
I didn't know that either.
If it's kind of like the robotics thing that came up, I think we need to get the word out
See, that's
more.
why we do need.
This is what's needed.
We might need like a
do that. We get a better
communications,
response.
almost a communications.
A communications, yeah, because there was that bridge, that lack of a bridge of communication between, let's just use the play again, and the greater, student body, but yes, every night of that last week of rehearsal, and in fact, if they hadn't had that one day off, they were scraping, so I was a little annoyed. I'm like, what do you mean? There isn't a family that can step in and provide food for Wednesday night? The school's gonna have to do it.
Do you know how I found out?
Yeah.
We went to the Saturday night play,
Yeah.
and I was talking to Ilya Haggerty, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I brought lasagna."
Yeah, we do. My husband and I do pizza
And she told me
every,
you brought it. I was like, "Really?"
every night that kids
Of
have
course,
food.
my 15-year-old is like, "Food, that's great. I love it." He never said, "Hey mom, those great parent volunteers, they're bringing us food every night."
Well, it's not about being acknowledged for it. It's
You
just
didn't
about
know.
a lot of
He
people
never
don't know.
he never said that. So we never, so getting that word out is so important, because I think that people will step up if you can identify the specific need.
I think
Which actually helped when Sushi put together volunteers. We need volunteers for Chinese New Year, for the Appraisers Roadshow, and then the other trivia night. So we should add those things and say we're going to need, because then I think parents might say, I'll sign up and I'll help with the play. Or I'll sign up and I'll help with, everybody was like, I'll sign up and help for Appraisers Roadshow, or I'll sign up and help
Here's
with
the other
Chinese
thing,
New
and
Year.
I'm going to put on specifics for a second. The concept of not knowing who the parents are is probably not going to be sustainable long term. Sending blind to a mailing list, because I'll tell you right now, if you want to get a volunteer coordinator, that person's going to have results by reaching out to Mary or John or Patty or Michael or whoever, not the list getting blasted.
Well, one of the things that used to happen, and I don't know if it's still happening, but at the summer orientation, PAC was represented, and the PAC president, her name was Miller. She'd be there, and she'd have a table, and I don't think she was very effective, but we have this. Most of the, when I get to high school, everybody knows each other, right? Because they've went to elementary school together and middle school together, and the PAC's been moving along with them. They all know each other, and this is a whole new community, and it's a very wide, spread out community. So how do we build a new community? I mean, I really think that's what we have to do. And I know Sushi tried. He had those brunches and his.
But even they figured out,
Well, yeah, because
everybody has so many things. Everybody has so many things.
Well, I think that what we could do is try to get in front of them in the summer again. I think that I'd love to be able to do like a PAC sponsored open house for parent event, but I don't know logistically how we would be able to do that or when to do that. You know what I mean?
Could we piggy that on? Well, for the incoming. Yes, piggy it on the summer thing, but maybe we could talk to Jim about some kind of mandatory parent meeting in the fall where it comes from him. New school year, new start. If there's something because I'm sure there are things that he needs to address.
Well, the first thing I would do is the packet of forms that go out, instead of having the checkbox in the bottom of the form so you can give the info to PAC, that work.
Yeah.
Just send a separate introduction to PAC, and please give us your contact information form. That's
the other thing, when they do this summer thing? Are they gonna do summer kids orientation like they used to, when they used to do the egg drop thing?
I have to ask.
So like if they do
Did they
that,
even do that this past?
I see how they did.
Yeah, they did
They
have an
did have
orientation.
something, but it
Yeah, because
wasn't-
Hannah
but it wasn't
participated.
gym.
Yes, because Trish's daughter organized
was
it.
a
Yeah,
couple of
Hannah was
teachers, I thought.
And they did it like at the end
But-
of the school year, not even in the
Right. But
summertime.
here's the thing, if they do a summer thing, maybe how we arrange this and we work this out with teachers and gym is that when the kids go off to do their project, we get all the parents,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? We get to do that's the time when we get to do a presentation to the parents. We talk about our community and what we're doing and how they can get involved and why it's important that they get involved and do a little thing like that.
Now, I will tell
I know
you,
how to-
when Jack and Nick and Hannah came into the school, and even
Yeah, come here.
they did that orientation in May. It was
Was it? Okay.
Yes, because I know
It was a Saturday,
it
right?
was a Saturday
Yes.
in May, and it was
Yes.
parents and kids,
Yes.
and they got them all in the one room,
Yep.
and then they split them up. And you're
Yep.
right.
And then we went
Because-
into other things.
And then we did
yes.
other stuff.
Yes.
But the reason I know it was definitely in May is because I had to then arrange a 20-mile hike for my kid to qualify for a merit badge for Boy Scouts, and 3 of the boys had to come to here instead of doing that. Yeah, I hiked 20 miles in one day, 96.
When my
Beat all the
son
boys, finished before the boys.
when my son came, which was he's
So-
2013, it was the middle of the summer. It was
All
July.
right, so
Yeah.
I
So-
need to reach out to Jim and ask him about when the orientation will be for the freshmen
And
kids
you know,
and how they're
and it
going
was-
to do it.
And instead of just saying, and it's just that, and because I always remember this, well, there's a PAC table in room blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because what
you know-
they did was they kind of split up the parents,
It
and the
was-
parents did talk
It
to
was
each
not,
other.
yeah, it was
But
not.
if we're gonna take, if we can then get a captive audience, parents come
Absolutely.
here, and then we can do a presentation
Mhm.
on, you know, and not only about the PAC, but about the community, you know, the
culture,
culture,
building.
community involvement. Let them ask questions from a parent perspective, because, you know, I don't know how many of you guys have done the tours. I do the info tours every January. And after that, I get 20 parents who come up to me and say, what about this, what about this, what about this? Because they want to know, you know,
From the parents.
from the parents. And this is an opportunity for us to do that.
All right, I think you're right. I think that's where it needs to start. I think we do need to start communication on volunteers for the fall, but we also need to get in front of them now. And think about what your involvement might want to be next year if it's needed. I actually think, to be honest with you, even if I'm not a PAC person, I'm just a parent, I'm gonna be a mic and still come. Because I enjoy it and I like hearing what Jim has to say, and I feel that it's a really good opportunity to understand what's
Stay
going on.
Well,
And
you know-
just talk to a couple different parents who have heard different things.
I have to tell you, that's, you know, getting to hear Jim, I think if every parent
Oh
heard
my
that.
God, if every parent heard that,
I'm sitting here going, I want to take pictures of the slides.
so that's why we need to,
I'm
that's why we need to do the,
Can we cut this? We can have an executive meeting too. I want to talk privately before we leave.
sure, absolutely. So we have 15 minutes left. If there's, those were the things that I wanted to talk about. So, I think we have a little bit of a plan for field day stuff, we have a little bit of plan for, the PAC, parents for the freshman orientation, so we'll make those our main objectives going forward. And then, I think we're all set in terms of those
Yeah.
things.
Anything else, your business then, I guess?
Any new business that we want to discuss?
I just wanted to add one thing. In the pile of paperwork is the final bill for the play was $15,1150. So that's in addition to, I think, the 900 we put down. So,
In addition,
yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Wow.
charged a lot
Sue,
for that.
and they did let.
Hold on, I might be wrong. I might have another number in my head to type. I'll tell you. No, I lied. 75 we put down.
So it's
I know where 900 came in, but, yeah. So,
1,600.
it was
1,600 for the
1,600
rental.
bucks for the room rental, which is quite a lot.
Yep.
And apparently my message got through because I have all of our
How much did
invoices and
the play
documentation.
make any money? Out of curiosity?
The play?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they made a lot of money.
Because I was very, very pleased that it was, much more well attended than
That's awesome.
last year.
Yeah.
So the play's balance as of now is 4,100. So then take out that 1,500 and they're on a
Nice.
plus.
That's
Yeah.
that'll be good.
They started out this year with just around 1,300, so they made a good profit.
It's gonna be double that for next year's Starbucks.
Next year I'm only doing a half page ad instead of a full page ad.
Any old business? No? Okay, then I think we're all set.